Higher Learning Network. Yeah, bye.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
Grand Rising, and thank you so much for joining me this morning. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks. And if you're celebrating a birthday, we're celebrating it with you. Happy Earth Day, birthday, born day. It's a beautiful day to be alive and well. We can see, we can hear, we can breathe, we can think, we can feel, we can move. It's a good day, especially in Chicago where it's nice and hot and humid. So thank you for being a part of starting my day. Couldn't do it without you. I will be joined by Brother Lawrence Lenoir, Dr. Lawrence Lenoir, a Chicago businessman who is making waves all over the world. He's traveling, spreading the word of God, and he comes on here every single first Monday of the month to give us the word, because baby, we need some word right about now. All the chaos and confusion that's going on in the world, we must begin our day in silence. It is the only way to protect your sanity. And without further ado, I would like to remind you that today's show is sponsored by iTex. If you are a business owner or an entrepreneur and you have products or services to sell, to offer to the public, then you need to be on iTex. And to help you do that, so you don't have to pay money, stop paying cash, pay barter dollars instead, I give you $100 to go shopping immediately. How about, would you like that? Mm-hmm. Type 100 in the comments if you want to go shopping right away. Okay, I thought you would. We'll check them out later. But that will entitle you to get some things that you may need, and you don't have to spend an arm and a leg because you're using barter dollars. So go to itex.com, chicago.itex.com. You'll see it scrolling right there on the screen, and you can get started. All you got to do is use the promo code ZELDA, Z-E-L-D-A. Using that promo code, I always give thanks to the ancestors who came here before me to make my way possible. Because honey, there before me, there was an Yvonne Daniels. There was a Jackie Hasselreed. Mm-hmm. There was a Denise Jordan Walker. Yeah. Mm-hmm. See, you got to remember those who came before you to let that bright sunlight come in. Even though you might be blinded by it, you can still see it, and somebody can see your light. Hallelujah. Okay, let us bring the word, the scripture in for the day from Reverend Dr. Lawrence Lenoir. Grand Rising, my brother.
Good morning.
Yes.
The scripture that I have for today is from the Christian Holy Bible, but it's applicable to anyone regardless of your belief. It's in the book of Philippians in the 4th chapter, the 6th and 7th verse. And it lines up with what you just said, Zelda, about everything happening in the world. It says, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. So early morning meditation with our Creator, and stop worrying about what's happening in the White House, what's happening in the trial with Diddy, what's going on with you know, all this stuff is inevitable. It's gonna happen. But why are you worried about it? You need to center yourself and focus on your longevity and what you can bring to the table of life and other people's life, just like the Higher Learning Network does.
Amen. 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 I am so glad you said that. Because if I indulge in another Diddy conversation, it would be too soon. It's like you all are caught up in the distraction.
Yes. Yes.
And it's to keep you from your purpose. Because you're so
Yes.
busy focusing on all that garbage that's going over there, you forget about what's going on in here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we ask ourselves, why can't people see that? And it's not for everybody to see until they're ready to see it. So what they say, you take a horse to the pond to make them drink. Take a horse to the pond, but you can't make it drink.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. So I have to tell myself, well, your patience at Zelda. You talk about patience. Well, it's time for you to get some, because not everybody's on one accord. We're trying to get there. And one of the ways to get there is with the breath. Y'all know, come on now, we got to go with the breath. I don't have my little dinghy this morning, but we still going to do some breathing, okay?
Right.
So,
okay.
In order to do that, I need us to become still. I need us to close our eyes, sit up straight, and just listen to the breath. Listen to your breathing. Because the breath will tell you a few things. Baby, I had an experience over this weekend. I'll tell you about it a little bit later. But I'm telling you, if it wasn't for the breath, I would have lost my mind. So I may as well share it now. I'm lying in the bed, exhausted, after going to barbecue for our unhoused neighbors. And I'm just so... I'm not used to cooking. I'm used to eating. I'm just going to tell you. I'm just used to eating. I don't do no cooking. Tony do the cooking. But we had to load we had to go to the car 6 times to load all this stuff in the car. So I'm not used to all that kind of activity. I'm used to people doing things for me. So I had to do this for myself. 6 times we had to go to the car, put stuff in it. Okay, so I come home that night exhausted. I'm lying in the bed. And something says to me, you're going to have an experience, like an out-of-body experience. And I was like, huh? Okay. Because, I get these digital downloads sometimes, and I don't know what to do with them. So I'm laying there, and I close my eyes, and I start doing my deep breathing. That's why this breathing is so important, because the first moment I realized that I was in fear, I immediately noticed the physiological changes that was going on in my head and in my heart. My heart started beating real fast. I was feeling woozy, and I started, okay, so you need to practice what you preach. Start breathing, start taking deep breaths. And I started taking the deep breaths and blowing it out through my nose. And I became okay, because just in that 1 second, I was terrified. Do you hear me? I was terrified because I closed my eyes and I saw something. I saw one thing in the left eye, and I closed it, and then I opened it up so it would go away. And then I did it in my right eye, and I saw something else. So I saw 2 different experiences in my eyes, and it freaked me out. And I'm like, what's going on here? And Spirit said, just breathe. And I breathed, and I breathed, and I breathed until I calmed myself down, because I was in a state of panic, because my eyes saw things that I was not accustomed to, and my eyes were closed. How you gonna see things with your eyes closed? Well, I saw it with my eyes closed, and it scared the boo out of me. Okay, so I closed both of my eyes, and I started breathing. And I sat there and I breathed a good 5 minutes. I didn't move. I said, Lord, just let me breathe. And I breathed, and I came out, and I'm okay. And I just want to share that with you. When you find yourself stressed out, you find yourself in a place where you are so uneasy, you can't do nothing but breathe, do that. It'll save you, baby. It'll save your life, because I thought I was getting ready to leave the planet. I'm seeing like people coming down off of a plane, like aliens. And on this side, I saw like clouds and like an ascension going on. I was like, whoa, okay, let me open up my eyes because I don't know if I'm ready for this right now. So right now, we just gonna do some breathing. How about that?
Oh, all right.
All right, here we go, y'all. Whoo, inhale deeply through the nose. And hold it for about a few seconds and then blow it out through the nose. Mouth, however you want to do it. It's all right with me, just as long as you breathe, because baby, breathing can save your life or nothing else will. Let's do it again. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale, let it out. Once more. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And let it out. Now, as you continue to breathe in and breathe out, it does not matter if we're breathing together or not. All that matters is that you're breathing, is that you are connecting with the power that is within you, the power that guides you, that guards you, and directs you, and won't let anything harm you as long as you are listening. But in order to listen, we must be quiet. That's why we breathe in. And we breathe out. And if you really want to have an experience, let's do something outrageous. They say if you want something different in life, you got to do something different. No, you got to do something outrageous like this. Bam! Bam! Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, get that lymphatic system moving this morning. Because you've been asleep all night long. To the right, over to the right. Get that lymphatic system moving. The whole body. Especially for women, this little piece of meat right there. Grab it, massage it, love on it. Pat, 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 pat. Ooh, I'm heavy-handed, yeah, but that's okay because we waking up all the stuff on the inside so the stuff can flow. Grab that little piece of meat right there under the arm. Yeah, honey. Everything. Pat, 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 pat. George of the jungle, watch out for that tree. On down to the chest and the breast and the sides and the hips and the buttocks and the back. You know, those adrenal glands are back there. If you do not know about your adrenal glands, then you need to go and watch Viata's show from last night and the week before that too. Viata's Soul Purpose Healing on YouTube about the adrenal glands. Who knew? Okay, so let's get back to the adrenal glands. And down to the kidneys, to the buttocks, to the back, to the thighs, waking up everything. They've been asleep all night just like you have. The knees, oh, got some knee work to do today. Yes, and the legs, and the ankles, if you can reach them. And bring that energy back on up. Get all the arteries, get that blood moving, circulation moving. Oh, you want to feel good? You should feel good right now as we breathe in. And as we breathe out. How you feel? Feel a little tingling all over your body? Good. Because you got things moving backwards and forwards and in and out. One more time. Take a long, last deep breath. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, bring your head down, chin to chest, and slowly rotate that head to the left. Slow down, you're moving too fast. And slowly rotate to the back, around to the right, and around to the front. Head up, inhale deeply. And exhale, bring your head back down. Rotate that head to the right, round to the back. Slow down. I want you to feel that stretch in your neck. And around to the left. And back around, head up, inhale deeply. And as you exhale, look to the left as far as you possibly can, feeling a stretch in the right side of the neck. Pull it out, bring it back, inhale deeply. And look to the right as far as you possibly can, feeling a stretch in the left side of the neck. Yeah. Oh, that feels so good. I feel like I could get up and go run a mile, don't you? that's in here, not in my legs. And that, my friends, is your Monday morning mindfulness meditation. Breathe in, breathe out. When hell erupts right in front of you, I don't care what you think they gonna say about you. You just stand there, baby, and start breathing. Your breath is your first line of defense, and it's not to react to the drama that's going on, but to respond in a way that is most beneficial to you. Mm-hmm. Be sure and share that with someone, because they don't all up in your Kool-Aid and don't know the flavor. So you might want to share that. Just remember to breathe in, breathe out. You got to brush your teeth this morning. Got a little funk on your breath, a little onion, a little mustard, and garlic. Just go. And I promise you, they'll leave you alone. Well, that, my friend, is your reminder to first fly. F-L-Y, as Viata would say, first love self. And you do that by going to my YouTube channel, Zelda Speaks, and you'll get a chance to see more of that. But when we come back from this first break, I want to share with you work that we're doing on our YouTube channel. But right now, we're going to take our first break. Do you know about the Chicago Soulful Book Fair that's coming up August 9th? Well, I think you might want to put that on your calendar. You know why? Because it's the only book fair in the city of Chicago that is really a party disguised as a book fair. Because, baby, we have fun. We show up. As a matter of fact, we'll be broadcasting live from there August 9th. So you do whatever you need to do. You put that on your calendar, because that's where we're going to be. Right? Reverend Dr. Florence Lenoir? Yes,
ma'am.
That's where we're gonna be.
Okay.
And as soon as our executive producer Naima Latif finds that, she's gonna play it for us.
The Soulful Chicago Book Fair, Woodlawn's premier summer event, returns to 61st Street between Cottage Grove and King Drive, Saturday, August 9th, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Join us for another celebration of literary works by and about the Black experience, featuring children's books, fiction books, and non-fiction works by local and international authors. The main stage will host an entertainment lineup second to none, with Pari Lemuel, Aniba and the Soul Stars, and the mesmerizing Moo Moo Fresh. Special guest, DJ Celeste. The community stage features a variety of family-friendly performances, such as DJ sets produced by IC Music, an organization that trains and promotes blind audio engineers. All this and more, Saturday, August 9th, free and open to all. Be there. Visit soulfulchicagobookfair.com for more information.
And for more information, you can go to onaireverywhere.com. You can also go to the Soulful Chicago Book Fair.com, and you'll see the information there as well. And while Naima is pulling up our YouTube channel, Higher Learning TV show, I want to share with you the work that we did over the holiday weekend while everybody was having a good time. We were having a good time too up on Wilson Avenue after it stopped raining, where we went to feed our unhoused sisters and brothers. Oh, and they were so grateful, Pastor Lenoir, Dr. Lenoir. They were so grateful. It just put so much joy in my heart. My body was exhausted, but my heart was full. Do you hear me? Full. And I didn't even eat anything. Was it too hot? I don't know why. This is the first time I've ever been on a barbecue and didn't eat. I guess it was too hot.
Hello, everybody.
So please see me. I can give you my information in the back, and we can help you. All of our nonprofit organizations, If you don't have your exemption,
That's
you need
not
to
the
make
right
sure
one.
that you have your exemption.
One of the commissioners speaking. We're looking for the where that plate, where you saw that plate. That's what we're looking for. One of the guys who, one of the first guys that we saw. It was really heartwarming because it was so hot, and Tony had on this little what they call a wife beaters t-shirts, and his shirt, it was so hot, his shirt was wringing wet, and a couple of the guys came out and saw that he was having such a hard time. Because like I told you, we had to go to the car like 6 times to get all that stuff. And they saw he was having a hard time, and it came out to help. I was so grateful. I'm like, because I can't carry all that heavy stuff. You know, y'all, that's what y'all do. But anyway, I want to thank those who came out, who showed out and showed up for allowing us to continue to do the work that we do by feeding our unhoused neighbors. And Naima, there is a scroll underneath with our information for those who would like to participate in helping us continue this, because we don't just do it on holidays, we do it every week. And I don't care if it's 20 below zero or if it's 200 degrees outside, we go. That's what we do. It's been put on my heart. And I didn't know until we talked about it. Tony has been homeless too. So we've both been homeless. So we know how that feels. We know what that feels like to be able to have food when you need it. We know what it feels like to be homeless. So that is our mission, to help others do the work. Because at the West Side Ministers Coalition, Naima, if you can pull that up too, there was Tamara, is it Tamara Stamps, Cook County Commissioner? Anyway, go to our YouTube channel, because youtube.com, Higher Learning TV Show, and subscribe while you're there and see all of that good information that is available, especially if you're a homeowner, Pastor, Dr. Lenoir. I don't know which one to call you, Dr. Pastor, Rep. Doctor, I don't know what to call you. Say just call you when the green's ready, right?
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Where do I go from here? I don't have a clue. Naima, is the screen here? There it is. Okay. All right, so the information is there. If you'd like to donate tax-deductible donations, just go to higherlearningnetwork.org. Go in the upper right-hand corner. You'll see the blog, all of the blog, all the links, social media, all that stuff. But please subscribe to Higher Learning TV Show on our YouTube channel. And thank you for sharing that, because this is the work that we do. We were on another channel, and they ain't giving us no love, so we're not giving them any love back. So thank you very much. We greatly appreciate that. Pastor Lenoir, I know.
Yes, ma'am.
In your ministry, you have seen some things that propelled you to move in the direction that you're moving in now. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, thank you for that. First thing I want to say is, I am a product of the product, being associated with the Higher Learning Network is not just a verbal commitment. It's got to be a physical or a financial commitment as well, because it's good to have cheerleaders, but it's better to have somebody cash app some money, okay? And this is what I just did, because I'm a product of the product. Every show, I make sure I let people know that we're not just on here talking. Guests send the money to help the unhoused. And I've been unhoused also, so I do understand that, and people need to really understand how blessed they are. I don't care if you're sleeping on your grandmama's couch. You can get up and go to the bathroom when you want. You can go to the refrigerator when you want. These people cannot. They're subject to animals. They're subject to weather. They're subject to cruel people. They're subject to the police department. Nothing against the police department, but they have a job to do. They do what they're told. When they're told to clear the park, that's what they do. That's their job. So these people are subject to all of that. And so it starts wearing down on them spiritually and emotionally and eventually mentally. So just a kind word, just a sandwich, just a few dollars can go a long way in helping a person because somebody helped you.
Come on now.
There are a lot of people who need help, and we have been helping the same people most of our lives, and those people are our children, our nieces, our nephews, our cousins, our best friends. We're constantly helping them when there are people that are out here.
Hello, everybody. This is the Higher Learning. We out trying to feed the homeless today, and we want to thank God for this food. And thank you all for helping us out. And the food is delicious. Y'all should come out next year. Thank you. Record. Hello, everybody.
All right.
All right. Now, that was from a happy camper.
Yes. So we have to help people like that because they don't have anyone. And if you've ever been in a situation where you depend on the city or the county or Medicaid or public aid or Section 8, or you depend on this for or the food pantry, you depending on all these things, and then the food pantry is not open this week. And then they say we're taking your link from $200 to $10. And Medicaid say we're cutting your services off. There's so many hundreds of thousands of people in Illinois going to get their Medicaid cut off or cut down. So if you're in that helpless position, you can imagine being in a helpless position where you don't have a roof. And these are not drug addicts. These aren't criminals. These aren't people who have mental illness. Sometimes mental illness develops. Maybe their house burnt down. Maybe their parents passed away and it affected them emotionally. It's a lot of reasons a person can end up being unhoused. So we can't just say there's a nonprofit out there to help them. We can't just say the city needs to do more. We have to do more because we are our brother and sister's keeper.
You cannot, I repeat, you cannot wait on a system that was designed to keep us in bondage. We can't rely on them. You know, I heard someone say that singing was for old folks. I said, what? Mm-hmm. Singing is for old folks. Okay. Well, singing will help you work your way out of depression.
Right.
What does that have to do with being homeless? Everything, because if you don't have your mind, it doesn't matter if you have a house.
That's right.
To get up and go to the bathroom.
That's right.
You don't have nothing. Yeah. So we cannot wait on a system to do the work that we were put here to do. Exactly. And in doing this work, I have discovered, Dr. Lenoir, that the system that is currently in place was designed to keep the unhoused because nonprofit organization gets millions of dollars. I'm like, well, why we ain't getting none of that money? And I continue to read about baby, it's all a racket, just like everything else is. It's like these nonprofits get millions of dollars a year, and the money is going to administration, to the CEO, to the CEO, to the COO. So, okay, so when does the homeless get any of this money? I digress. Okay, anyway, I digress. But I had to share that. So, coming up on our next break, we're going to have the Worry and the Canaglow commercials. And while she's doing that very quickly, I just want to give thanks to those who see our mission, appreciate our mission, and help us move forward with this mission. Special thanks to Mrs. Deborah Brown, Deborah Smith of AD Brown Travel. She's third Saturday host here on the Female Solution. Mr. Lucas, thank you for the men's clothing. Mr. Scotty Wilson, we thank you for the men's clothing because the men's are always asking us for clothing and shoes and belts and buckles hats and just everything. So we got a lot of clothes. Thank you, Margie and John from EAA Chicago. They always supply us with drinks and snacks. Thank you for all of you who are listening and watching right now. Just go to higherlearningnetwork.org, and there's a ton of information there. You'll get a chance to see that. And when we come back from our commercial, we got to dig into this living single, because it just made my day to see that they had a podcast. Living Single has a podcast called Re-Living Single, and it's with Max. You remember Maxine, the Maxine Shaw, attorney at law, and Synclair, Kadisha's cousin. That's Queen Latifah's cousin. And they are so funny. And if you haven't had a chance to see the podcast, Naima's going to pull it up after we go to the break. We're going to go to the YouTube channel for Living Single, which is youtube.com, Living Single, re-living single podcast. And we're going to take a break right quick, and we're going to come back and finish this conversation with Reverend Dr. Lawrence Lenoir.
Re-living, rising, and thank you so much for joining me. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks, the stressologist. Any stress in your life? Well, most of us do. Unfortunately, we don't know what to do with that stress, especially as it relates to worry. I was once a worried about everything, and I finally figured it out with some training. Yeah, I've been certified with the American Society of Training and Development, National Speakers Association, and a host of others. But none of those organizations helped me stop worrying. They just gave me validation for the public to see what credentials I have. So the credentials I have now are from life experience, and I've learned how not to worry. And you can learn how not to worry too. It is indoctrinated in us to worry. We don't have the answers, so we think the worst is going to happen. Well, I got a solution to that, and that is the Worry Workshop. So I'm going to pull that up for you on my blog. Why do you worry when you don't have to? Go to my blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com, and you can sign up right there and find out how you. And remember, sharing is caring. If you care about yourself and your loved ones, help them see their way out of a mess. Give them the gift. It makes a great birthday gift. It makes a great holiday gift. So instead of running to the store getting something that they really might not need, give them a worry-free life. Give them the gift of a worry-free existence. And thanks for sharing. Make it a great day. Canaglobe, that is an organization that we have joined in order to raise funding for our projects, the homeless project where we help feed the unhoused, also for our teen talent contest. And they say, Zelda, you selling cannabis? No, we're not selling cannabis. If that's what you want, that's what you do. But I'm a senior. I have aches and pains. I don't know about you. So I got me some watermelon gummies, and I got some shrooms. I don't have them problems anymore, and it just makes my whole workload a whole lot easier. Because, we sit in chairs all day, we're not moving, and it is that lack of movement that causes more anxiety and inflammation in our joints, and like our knees and hips and stuff like that. Anyway, I said all that to say this. If you would like to get more information on how to be take part of that, you can always text me at 312-383-9749.
Yes, you too can have your own virtual dispensary. That's one of the ways that we help to raise funds for helping feed our unhoused neighbors. You simply go to higherlearningnetwork.org. And I have Dr. Lawrence Lenoir to thank for that, because I saw him on Facebook one day and I was like, you got a what? A virtual dispensary? How you do that? Can it help us raise some money for the homeless? He's like, yeah, sure. Come on. Let me show you how to do this. So thank you for being so open-hearted, because not everyone does. Let me tell you, I got some folks in my life, and it's like, they ain't sharing nothing. So thanking you for being a man of God and for sharing what you know to help others.
One thing I want to piggyback real quick what you said about how the Higher Learning Network helps people with clothing. And a few weeks ago, I said, I'm going to ask God what to do with these clothes that I want to donate. Now, I have clothes. I have a lot of clothes to donate. And I'm talking, this is just one example. This is a two-piece. Let me get it.
Is
up.
that green?
This is green.
That's
it's
my
short sleeve. Now, I've got 3 of these. I've got shoes, dress shoes, gym shoes. I've got I've got coats. I've got all this. And the reason why is, and I'm gonna keep it real because I'm a shopaholic sometimes.
Being honest about it.
All right. And so I see something, I say, I got to have it. Just like this shirt, I saw it at Burlington. I had to have it. And when I put it on at home, I said, wait a minute, that looked like pajamas. But I still wear it.
Like what? Look like what?
So it looked like pajamas after a while.
Pajamas.
Yes, yeah. But I liked it. I liked it though. So at one point, I was wearing a 2X and I gained weight to a 3X, but now I'm back to a 2X. But I said, you know what? I got too many clothes. I got to give them away. And I'm not going to give them to the Salvation Army so they can sell them. You know, I have clothes that still have tags on them. I said, I've got to get rid of this. I'm not talking about something that I don't want. I give stuff away that I want. I tried to figure out a way to wear these clothes. And I said, stop. Just give them away.
You got too many. You can't wear them all. But let me share something with you. Mm-hmm. Remember at the West Side Ministers Coalition meeting you came to a couple of months ago? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There was a man named, what was his name? Hector Gomez or something like that. He's from, I can't remember the name of the organization, but they're in the suburbs somewhere, but they're here in the city too. And they're also in surrounding Illinois suburbs. Mm-hmm. You can put a box on your property, just like the Salvation Army do. You see them in the hood, and they will pay you $200 a month, and they come out every week and get the clothes.
Okay.
How about that?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that's another way that you can not only get rid of your clothes, but you can continue to help other folks, because they're going to give you a check for $200 every month, because you can sit it right there on your property. People can come in there and donate. So that information is available for you. And you text me after the show and I'll send it to you too.
I will.
Those who are interested, just go to higherlearningnetwork.org, scroll down to the bottom, send me your information, and I'll send it to you too. But I'm very grateful for that, because what will we do? And this is one thing I learned too. Just because you're homeless, unhoused, don't mean you have to look that way. That's right. And you have clothes that are new. I'm going to find out next time we go down, because we got a lot of men. Well, we got a lot of men everywhere, but I'm going to find out the sizes that they need, because, you know, it just makes you feel good when you put some clothes on and you look good and you feel good. So thank you for that. Thank you for that, Dr. Lenoir. Appreciate that. But and it seems like you still kind of living kind of single, because you still shopping and
No, the key is I buy my wife clothes. I buy her clothes also.
That's what I'm talking
when
about.
I go shop,
my favorite, I want to know.
I make sure I get her shop.
Yeah, because you can't. My favorite, I want to. I don't know what that was, but. Who was the shopper on Living Single? Was it Regine? Yeah, because she worked at the store. She worked at a clothing store. That was one of. Yeah. Who was your favorite character? Yeah. Mine was between Kadisha and her cousin Synclair. I like Goofy. I like Synclair because she was goofy. She didn't fit the norm.
She was, but you know who I really like? I forget his name. Not the guy who played the handyman.
Overton.
I
Overton.
liked him. I like him.
Overton,
He- yeah, I like him because he was a handyman. He was just an average Joe. That was it. And he's around a woman who's a business owner. All these people, one woman who's an attorney. He's around all these people who are, yeah, and for him to move like he did, that meant his self-esteem was way up here, because a lot of us don't feel like we're equal to be in that kind of circle. So even now with our friends, we have friends who we went to high school with, and they're retired judges and attorneys and CFOs, and we're sitting back. Well, I just worked at the candy factory for 30 years, and we got our crowd that we hang with, the ones that we go to the cookout and drink beer and all that. And we feel that those people are bougie, but we don't know them. We just profile them. But all of us come from the same place. Sometimes they do get like that. But this show was a good example of all kind of people coming together, living around each other, loving each other through the good times and the bad, through good relationships, bad relationships, heartache, break-ins, through everything. They stuck together, and all of their characters, whoever came up with their characters, did a fantastic job, because it appeared that those characters were true to the actual.
At the event, I remember someone asking him, "What is the Synclair?"
I think she might be trying to pull up a sample.
Okay.
One of the
Okay.
From the Living Single podcast on YouTube. I think that's what she's trying to pull up. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that their characters seem to parallel who I've seen them as in real life.
Because they were so real. I mean, it was the community. It was the hood. It was it's who we are. It's how we live. And that was and then to see such a positive reflection of us. Yes. We were young folk then, and to see that, and to see the different personalities and how they all came together as one. I was like, wow, what happened to that? When did we lose that? What happened?
It's still there. It's just that the media projects every other type of image as a distraction. So if they plant that seed so many times on social media and on television, some people believe that's how it is. Like, if you're in the hood, you got to roll this way. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have to roll like the media portrays you to be, just because some people are acting like that. There are people that don't want to come to Chicago, that live in the surrounding suburbs because of all the violence that portrayed. But I come to Chicago, and of course there's violence, but guess what? There's violence in Mayberry. There's violence all over the world. So
Mayberry. No, you didn't say Mayberry. Oh, Barney Fife, here I come. This is the Living Single page. Thank you, Naima Latifah, our executive producer, working behind the scenes, pulling it up. And as you can see, you have got to go to their page, because they talk about, she scrolls down, you'll see a list of all the shows they are seen as the, what is that? I can't see that. Their writing is so small. The Rosetta Stone of podcasts. I think that's what it says.
Yes.
And Synclair and Max had, and that's not their real names. You know, I know their real names. Right. Erika and what is Sinclair's name? What is Sinclair's name? Okay, just for the purpose of this show, Synclair and Max, for the purpose of this. These two, they gel in such a way, and you learn so much behind the scenes information. Like when Kyle got fired for saying something about, I don't know, I don't know what he said. I don't remember, or I rest my case. But anyway, go check. I don't know what that is because I can't see it. It's so small. But anyway, go to YouTube and pull that up, and you'll get a chance. That podcast is hilarious, and she has everybody on it, from the Living Single show to other guests who were on the Living Single show. So when you go and see that, you will be pleasantly surprised. Who did you say was your favorite character in Living Single?
Overton.
Yeah, that's right, Overton.
Yeah, Overton.
Okay, I am not seeing it, but oh, there it is, right there. The top one. Click on that top one right there, Naima. Yeah, that's the one you can go. That will start you out in the right direction, and that way you can see exactly what's going on. But yeah, we don't want to get YouTube telling us bad stuff, so we're gonna get out of that. They can go and see it on their own. Just go to youtube.com and go to youtube.com and type in re-living single podcast, because these shows are so funny. They show the backstory. And lots of times you see what's going on in what's in front of you, but you don't know the backstory. So when you see the backstory, it makes a whole lot of difference. And when I think of Overton, people were laughing at Overton, but I thought Overton was cute. I said, I'd like to have a boyfriend like Overton. That's what I was saying back in the day. Because he was simple and he was honest.
Right.
Pulled no bars. And he was smart. And we overlook simpleness as stupid, crazy, unorthodox. Slow. That's a good word for it. Slow. Well, I got words for you. They're not all slow. They just look slow. Anyway, we're going to take our last break. And when we come back here, we're going to share some things with you that you might not know about here on The Female Solution. Oh, and also, if you would like to have your product or service broadcast here on The Female Solution at least 20 times a week, all you have to do is go to onaireverywhere.com and contact Naima Latifah, and she will show you exactly how to do that. And after we do that, we'll be right back and we'll talk about what are your favorite characters on Living Single. You know what I meant to tell you? Somebody, what was I at? Water Tower. Somebody walked up to me and thought I was Kadisha.
Wow.
And that freaked me out. They said, Kadisha. And I was like, you mean Queen Latifah? Because they said Kadisha. And I didn't look like this. I had, color in my hair, and I was tall, and I was a big girl, and I hadn't got a breast reduction or nothing like that, but I was still a big girl. And the lady walked up, she's like, I know you. And I was like, you do? She said, yeah, girl, you Kadisha. And I was like, I wish I was Kadisha, but I'm not. Because if I was Kadisha, I wouldn't be on the sale rack. I'd be up on the rack where the shoes cost $1.99 and up. I'm over here on the $9.99 rack.
There you go.
So in order to keep my shopping where it need to be, I need to stay in the for sale rack. And is that being cheap? Is that being frugal? Tell us.
That's not being cheap. I think it's common sense, because that a lot of times we always want to be like somebody else. The way that we live. This is why, you remember real quick when they used to say, when you go to the public aid office, you got people that got Cadillacs with spinners sitting on the parking lot. They walking in the public aid office trying to get a $150 link card with $600 Jordans on. Everybody want to be like somebody. So stay within your means, stay in your lane, and then you can progress. When you get to that point where you can afford $600 Jordans and it don't put a dent in your wallet. If that's what you want, do it. But all this other trying to be looking this way and acting that way, you're not there. You're not there. And trust me, you don't want to be where some of these people are because you don't know what they did to get there. So just be who you are.
Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed, into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on higher learning with Zelda Speaks for your Monday morning mindfulness session on Blog Talk Radio, The Female Solution, Mondays, 7 until 9 a.m. Be sure and send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit zeldaspeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress relief coach, Zelda Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moment tip of the day. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to your next session of mindfulness on higher learning with Zelda Speaks. Make it a mindful day. And thanks for listening. Thank you for joining us back here on The Female Solution. Welcome back to Monday Morning Mindfulness. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks, with co-host Dr. Lawrence Lenoir. We want to know who your favorite character was. I'm so glad you talked about those finances with Regine, because everybody loved Regine because she loved to shop and she loved to look good. But Regine had a false sense of identity. She wanted to be there before she got there. She wanted to work at Neiman Marcus, but she was working at Community or Five Below. I'll put it like that. Okay. So sometimes who made the quote, fake it till you make it? That don't always serve us.
It don't.
Well, it doesn't, because it says that we're not good enough who we are, where we are in life. You have to dress a certain way, live a certain place, vacation a certain place, drive a certain car, be in a certain clique of people, eat at the right restaurants. All that propaganda is designed to separate you from your ducats. That's all it is.
And that's why it's so important, the work that the Higher Learning Network does with the unhoused, because you think going through a relationship or having family issues, your family don't like you because you smoke weed or you drink or you gamble or you got 2-3 boyfriends, you think that's something. Try living outside with no income, no roof over your head, living outside in a society that sees you as invisible. You don't exist to them because you're not to their level. You can't go and say rue la la and order a meal. Try doing that. I did an experiment for Indiana Wesleyan University where I didn't dress shabbily, but I didn't dress up either. And I went to Walmart and I was outside in the parking lot asking people for spare change. And it was interesting, how it affected me emotionally, some of the responses that I got. Now, these people that are unhoused go through this daily and it wears them down, but yet they stay mentally strong to make it another day. Most people don't have that kind of strength. They don't have that kind of fortitude. So we can learn a lot from these people because they're going through, and we should be there to support them and help them get to the next level in life.
And why is that important that you participate? Because you were put here on this planet to serve. As much as you think you were put here to shop, it's not true. Get your little shop in here, but someone very smart once said, service is the price you pay for the space that you occupy on this planet.
That's right.
You were not put here to shop, baby. You were put here to do your life's purpose.
And in some of that purpose is your sharing your gifts. Because you got too much food in the refrigerator. You could take you a sandwich or a donut out the house because you're gonna pass by somebody who's hungry.
Mm-hmm.
You could take a t-shirt or a pair of socks. Somebody walking around with their feet hanging out their shoes. You could give them a pair of them shoes you got that you ain't wearing, but you telling everybody you got 20, 30, 40, 50 pair of shoes.
Right.
See, because you don't have to answer to the makeup.
Right.
When it's all said and done. Mm-hmm. And I ain't here to threaten nobody. I'm just telling you what I know. This ain't what I heard. And I also heard that the people in Texas are catching natural hell. Now they know what it feels like to be homeless. So let us keep in mind all of the people in the planet who are going through natural hell. It just ain't the homeless, it's everybody. But specifically, because they don't have anywhere to go and hide. Mm-hmm. When there's chaos and confusion, if they can get in a tent. Some of them just laying out on the ground. So, thank you.
That's right.
So, thank you for having the heart. Thank you, our viewers and our listeners who are watching, to know that who you are is enough. You don't need all this other stuff. It's enough. And the work that you do, can you see that, Lawrence? Because I can't see that little bit.
Yeah, that is Vera Giles Norris, a good friend of mine. And former business partner, been knowing her for so long. I don't forget where we met at and how we met. Neither one of us remember. But she says that she loves it, and she has bags of clothes to give away also.
Oh, wonderful, Miss Vera. Wonderful. Mm-hmm. So I will send the information to you and to her. And I can't see that either. Can you please read that?
That's Rhonda Thomas. Rhonda Thomas says, yes. She says sharing gifts makes us feel better. And she blows a kiss and says, this is good stuff.
Yes. My sister from another. Rhonda has a women's event, Sisters Supporting Sisters. And I went a couple of weeks, last month. A 75-year young sister in there teaching us yoga. I thought I knew a few yoga things. This 75-year-old sister brought it home. I can't wait to the next one. Anywho, what's the next one? I can't see that.
That's Heidi. Heidi said, that's my wife. She says Grand Rising.
Grand Rising, my sister. Thank you so much. Who's that one too? I can't see that one.
That's her. She says 100. When you told people to put 100 in the chat box so they could go shopping. That's the last thing we need to do.
I know, that's right. Don't do no shopping. Let your fingers do the shopping on the keyboard where you find somewhere to go to donate something. That's your shopping.
Right. Right.
Oh, that was too funny. So thank you all so very much for being a part of this day and for reliving the Living Single podcast show with us here, talking about the podcast. This has been so much fun. We got to do it again. And I would just like for you to give us a closing thought, my brother.
Well, my closing thought is focus. Focus on why you're here, because your days are numbered from the day you're born. Focus on why you're here. You're not here for yourself. Everybody that commented today, I know personally, Vera and Heidi live their lives to help others. And I don't even know Rhonda, but I know she does because she knows you. So focus on why you're here. You're not here for yourself. Focus on why you're here and help somebody. Help somebody today.
Help somebody, because when you help somebody, you automatically help yourself. You want to feel good? Give something away. So I'm giving my heart to you today, and I hope that you will share my heart with everyone else. Thank you so very much. Amen. Be sure and tune in tomorrow, Gathering of the Griots with my sister, Asada Kirkland. And also join my other sister of the microphone, Miss Effie Roth, on urbanpraiseradio.org. Stay on purpose. Stay empowered. And thank you, our executive producer, Naima Latif, for running the show this morning. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning, and we'll do it all over again, baby. And whatever you do, just remember, breathe. Inhale deeply. And exhale.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, zhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, Ngiyabonga. Senegal, Jaref. Kenya, Asante. Israel, Toda. Pakistan, Shukriya. Afghanistan, Tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.